Hey y'all, I'm Quintarius Moore, and we are going to begin the third video of this four-part series of short tutorials on how to use the stock portfolio tracker that I have created. Like the video and subscribe to follow the channel and stay up to date. Join the Discord using the link in the read this first sheet. Also, leave feedback on the tracker and suggestions for what you'd like to see implemented after you've incorporated the tracker into your investing toolkit. We will now browse through the summary OSV sheet inside of the tracker and highlight some need to know info. Afterwards, you should have a pretty good understanding of what is automated in this tracker and the last section that you would ever have to modify, which are the investment categories. For those that are new, I made this tracker to hold myself responsible for the decisions that I was making in my investment journey. It has really opened my eyes to some of the things that I was doing wrong as far as asset allocation, and has allowed me to better construct my plan, which are some topics I wouldn't mind covering in other videos or a Sunday chat if enough people are interested. Also, I have similar versions of this tracker for crypto and options tracking for those interested. Now, I'm wanting to share with a few people, especially the Black community, at this point in order to provide a tool that will significantly alleviate the growing pains and boost understanding of this thing called investing. All right, so let's begin. The last section that you would ever have to fill in is what I call the investment category here in column A. It's a personal choice, but I will say just be real with yourself. And to learn more, just ask questions in the comments and let me know if the Sunday chat / learning sessions would be of interest. And so this investment category consists of 4 different categories, one being growth, speculative, value, and dividend. And so for stocks that I deem as growth, you can see I have Amazon, Apple, Facebook labeled as growth. And it's because of their increased profit year over year. And I label solid blue chip legacy stocks such as Coca-Cola, Lowe's, Walmart as value stocks. And now this is where people really have to be real with themselves, because I label very new companies, unproven companies or stocks that I'm as speculative, especially other companies that I don't plan on holding for the long term, but instead I'm just trying to make a profit in a few weeks or months. Especially, you should label stock speculative if they haven't proven why they should hold a substantial amount of money in your portfolio. Now, moving along to the rest of this sheet. In this sheet, everything else is automated from the transaction sheet or code that I implemented that we saw in the previous video. And now here in column B, you see we have our stock ticker, simple as that. And going forward, you have the price of the stock, which is coded from Google. And then here, same thing, last price. And then this column here is just the number of shares that we own and the total cost. And we also have our average stock price that we bought at. And the next few sessions are just color coded and showing you your unrealized and realized gains or losses. And what we mentioned in the previous video, this keeps track of the dividends that you've collected from your transaction sheet, and ultimately your total gain and loss on that particular investment. And now towards the end of this, what I call right now summary OSV sheet, we see here in column N, this is simply the market value of your investments right now. And next to it, we have the percent of our portfolio that stock makes up. Now, I have color coded this column, which can be modified if you know a bit about Excel. However, for my trading or investment plan, this turns green when the stock makes up more than 10% of my portfolio, because that's typically where I start to trim a bit, basically take profits, because I don't want to be overweight in a stock that's over 10%. And it also turns orange around 8% to notify you that the stock is approaching 10% of your portfolio. And also, this is a bit more advanced, these last 3 columns. But here in column P, you see that I have coded it to where it notifies you of upcoming earnings dates. Now, some people like to either sell a bit before earnings, especially if they're short term on a stock, because you never know what happened on these earnings days. So as you learn more, at least your tracker already has something like this implemented where you know when the next earnings date is coming up. And also, I have a column that shows you the market cap of each company here, and the next column as well, which is something that I use in my own investing plan and for charts that are discussed in our next video coming up, video 4. And lastly, in this last column is something kind of neat to me, but it just shows you a 1-year chart of the stock that you're currently displaying, and you simply just increase the size of this column just a bit so you can get a more detailed view of this 1-year chart. And that's really it for that. And so all of this is automated except for the labeling of the investment categories that we saw in column A. And so now that we've gone through the summary OSV and we've gone through the previous videos of the transaction OSV and basically the README of this portfolio tracker, you should have a clearer picture of how the transactions data and information that you put in is automatically sorted into the summary OSV page and all of the information presented. And you should also have an appreciation of how this tracker may help you in your investing or trading journey. And so this brings us to the end of the 3rd video in the series. Next time, we will discuss the layout of the portfolio summary sheet, which is kind of the big deal in all of this, because all these numbers you see, the portfolio summary visualizes all this information that you get through the automation. And with all of this automation, you get analysis of your portfolio and visuals to keep track of your investments and your plan. So please like and subscribe. Never hesitate to ask any questions in the comments or provide feedback on the tracker. Definitely join the Discord server, which the link is in the read this first page. And also consider donating towards the Public School Teachers Award to support a teacher and the future of students that they nurture. Peace, y'all. See you in the next one.